What if the secret to sleeping through the night isn't about drinking less water, but about drinking it at exactly the right times? Most people over 60 think getting up twice a night is just part of aging, but urologists have found that timing your fluid intake may help reduce nighttime bathroom trips. Here is what most doctors will not tell you about nighttime bathroom trips. Your bladder is not actually the problem. The real culprit is fluid redistribution, and it happens to nearly everyone as they age. During the day, gravity pulls fluid down into your legs and feet. You might notice your ankles are a bit more swollen by evening, or your shoes feel tighter. This is completely normal. When you lie down at night, all that pooled fluid starts moving back into your bloodstream. Your kidneys then work overtime to process this extra fluid, creating more urine right when you're trying to sleep. Medical professionals have a name for frequent nighttime urination: nocturia. Waking up once during the night can be normal, but getting up more than once typically signals that your body fluid balance is off. The good news is this is not something you simply have to accept. Your kidneys are incredibly efficient machines, and they follow predictable patterns. They produce less urine during deep sleep, which is why babies can sleep for hours without wetting themselves, and why you naturally produce less urine in the early morning hours. The key is working with these natural rhythms instead of against them. Most people make the mistake of either drinking too much water late in the day or cutting back on fluids entirely. Both approaches backfire. When you don't drink enough water, your urine becomes concentrated and irritates your bladder, making you feel like you need to go more often. But there's a precise timing strategy that works with your body's natural processes. The timing strategy that urologists recommend might surprise you. It is based on how your kidneys naturally process fluids throughout the day. Window 1 runs from morning until 2 in the afternoon. This is when you should drink most of your daily water. Your kidneys are working at peak efficiency during these hours, and your body has plenty of time to process fluids before evening. Many people do the opposite, sipping small amounts all morning and then trying to catch up later in the day. Window 2 covers 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. During these hours, you can still drink normally, but start paying attention to what you are consuming. Caffeine and alcohol act as diuretics. They increase urine production. That afternoon coffee or evening glass of wine might seem harmless, but both can add extra bathroom trips to your night. Even decaffeinated coffee contains small amounts of caffeine that can affect sensitive bladders. Window 3 begins several hours before your usual bedtime, and many experts suggest limiting fluid intake 3 to 4 hours before sleep. If you typically go to sleep at 10 o'clock, you might try a cutoff time around 6 or 7 in the evening. This does not mean you stop drinking entirely. Instead, switch to small sips only when you are genuinely thirsty. Your goal is to give your kidneys enough time to process the day's fluids before you lie down. Here's the part most people miss. Temperature matters just as much as timing. Room temperature water moves through your system more predictably than ice-cold drinks, which can shock your bladder and trigger sudden urges. But there is one more crucial element that determines whether this timing method actually works for you. The one factor that makes or breaks this timing strategy is not what you drink or when you drink it. It is how you empty your bladder. Most people rush through bathroom visits, especially during the day, leaving their bladder partially full without realizing it. Here is what happens when you do not completely empty your bladder. That leftover urine acts like a starter for your next bathroom trip. Your bladder senses it is fuller than it actually is, and it sends signals to your brain much sooner than necessary. This creates a cycle where you feel like you need to go frequently. even when you are following perfect hydration timing. Urologists teach a technique called double voiding that can dramatically reduce nighttime trips. When you think you are finished urinating, wait 10 seconds, then lean slightly forward and try again. You will often be surprised by how much more comes out. This simple pause allows your bladder muscles to fully relax and contract again, ensuring complete emptying. The forward lean works because it changes the angle of your bladder and urethra, letting gravity assist the process. Many people find they can empty an additional small amount just by shifting their position slightly. This technique is especially important for your final bathroom visit before bed. Your bladder muscles also work more efficiently when you are relaxed. Rushing or straining actually prevents complete emptying because tension interferes with the natural muscle contractions. Take your time, breathe normally, and let your body do what it is designed to do. But here's what really determines whether you'll see results within the first week. The order in which you implement these changes, and there's one specific sequence that works faster than the others. The sequence that gets results fastest starts with your evening routine, not your morning hydration. Most people try to change their entire day at once and get overwhelmed within 3 days. Instead, begin with just your final bathroom visit before bed. For the first week, focus only on the double voiding technique at bedtime. Set a timer for 10 seconds. After you think you are finished, then lean forward and try again. This single change may help reduce nighttime trips for some people because you are starting each sleep cycle with a truly empty bladder. Week 2, add the 6-hour cutoff rule. If you normally sleep at 10, stop drinking anything except small sips after 4 in the afternoon. Do not change your morning or afternoon hydration yet. Just focus on that evening window. Your body needs time to adjust to processing fluids earlier in the day, and rushing this transition can actually increase bathroom trips temporarily. Week 3 is when you implement the full 3-window method. Shift most of your water intake to before 2 in the afternoon, moderate drinking until 6, then minimal intake until bedtime. By this point, your bladder has adapted to the evening changes, making the daytime adjustments much easier to maintain. Here is why this sequence works better than changing everything at once. Your bladder has memory. It remembers patterns and adjusts its sensitivity based on what you've been doing consistently. Sudden dramatic changes confuse these signals and can temporarily make symptoms worse before they get better. The temperature adjustment comes last because it is the finest detail. Once your timing is solid, switching to room temperature water provides the final optimization. But there is one mistake that can undo all this progress, and it happens in the first hour after waking up. The morning mistake that sabotages everything happens in that first hour after you wake up. It is the exact opposite of what most people think they should do. Nearly everyone rushes to the bathroom immediately upon waking, empties their bladder quickly, then chugs a large glass of water to rehydrate from the night. This sequence actually trains your bladder to expect immediate filling and creates urgency patterns that last all day. Here is what is really happening during those first 60 minutes. Your body is naturally dehydrated after hours without fluid intake, but your bladder has adapted to a nighttime rhythm of lower urine production. When you flood your system with water right after emptying your bladder, you shock your kidneys back into high output mode before your body has fully transitioned to daytime patterns. The correct morning sequence starts with gentle rehydration over 30 minutes instead of immediate large intake. Sip small amounts of room temperature water gradually, allowing your kidneys to ease back into daytime processing. This prevents the sudden spike in urine production that creates that mid-morning bathroom urgency many people experience. Your first bathroom visit should also follow the double voiding technique, even in the morning. After sleeping, your bladder muscles may not contract fully on the first attempt, leaving residual urine that triggers premature signals throughout the day. Taking those extra 10 seconds in the morning sets up better bladder emptying for the entire day. The temperature of that first water intake matters more than any other time because your digestive system is just waking up. Ice-cold water can create stomach cramping and irregular fluid absorption, while room temperature water moves smoothly into your bloodstream at a predictable rate. These small adjustments, made in the right order, add up to real changes in how well you sleep at night, and sometimes that's all it takes.